Special thanks to Patreon supporter Derek Frost Westbrook for making this video possible. Hello ladies and gentlemen, Scared over here bringing you another Minecraft Cold War aircraft tutorial. In this tutorial we went ahead and build the Bell YAH-63, also known as the Model 409. The Bell YAH-63 was an experimental attack helicopter for the Advanced Helicopter competition. The Hughes Model 77, or the YAH-64, later developed into the AH-64 Apache and was selected over Bell's entry. In total, 3 of these were built, and its first flight was on October 1st of 1975. The helicopter itself was, again, kind of designed to be that competitor in what could have been the Apache that we all know and love today. This helicopter is a very kind of interesting design, and really compared to that of the Apache really isn't anything in comparison. Obviously the Apache is a much cooler helicopter, but I think this is still a really cool helicopter to at least cover on the channel, and most of the time we don't really see much from the competitors and stuff like that, which sometimes have some pretty cool designs. So kind of cool to revisit the kind of competition between those helicopters and the competitor to what later became the Apache. Before we go ahead and take a look at this build though, I do want to go ahead and give special thanks to Patreon supporter Derek Frost Westbrook for making this tutorial possible. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel more you already do, feel free to check my Patreon page. Link is always in my video descriptions, where you can go and pledge a small amount to the channel every month, and in doing so earn a viewer core request to your choosing per month you're a patron. It really helps support the work I do on my channel, is really greatly appreciated, so definitely feel free to check that out. Again, link for that is always going to be in the video descriptions. With that out of the way though, let's go ahead and dive in here to take a look at the YAH-63. So getting started with here, we have the front of the aircraft here. It's got its 20mm autocannon, very similar to that of the Apache. It has the cockpit here, which houses the pilot and obviously the gunner, all in that same area. Then as we progress further back, we have the two engines here to both sides. We also have the armaments on this. We just have some typical kind of Hellfire missiles and the Hydra rocket pods, so very similar loadout to what the Apache normally carries. This one also has its landing gear fixed. It's a bit of an interesting design in how it kind of works, as it's a kind of a reverse of what the Apache is like, and one of the reasons actually this helicopter was not the winner of the competition was due to its landing gear configuration. They felt it was kind of unstable compared to that of the Apache, which is a bit more of a stable type design. We then have our tail here. It goes back. We have our vertical stabilizer, our horizontal stabilizers, and our tail prop and all that stuff. So overall, really cool looking helicopter. Should make a cool addition to any of your worlds. If you're looking for something what kind of could have been helicopter, or just some unique helicopter to throw into your worlds. Anyways, though, without further ado, let's go ahead and move into the tutorial by beginning with our first layer. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into our first layer here, we will be going ahead and start with layer 3. Now we're starting with layer 3 because it kind of gives us a better basis of the helicopter build, and it's a little bit to kind of add on to layer 3, going upwards and downwards. So this is the layer we are going to go ahead and start with. First things first, if you're completely new to my aircraft tutorials, the way I like to structure these tutorials, I like to do half on camera, half off. What this means is we're rebuilding the center line of the helicopter on camera, and then the entire right side for each layer. And that's pretty much that. It's pretty straightforward, and once we kind of get through the first few layers here, whatever, it'll make a little bit more sense. But since both sides of the helicopter are symmetrical except for our tail rotor, then it makes not really much sense to do both sides. So anyways, that's kind of how it's going to go for the tutorial and the structuring of it. In addition, if you do want to build a landed version of the helicopter, you're more than welcome to. The landing gear is fixed, so no matter if you're building this in flight or landed, you will have the landing gear extended. So if you do want to build this landed, you will want to make sure that this layer here, layer 3, sits 3 blocks up from the ground level. 2 spaces of blocks beneath or between layer 3 here and the surface level. So just make sure that is all set up and good to go, again, if you want to build this aircraft landed. With that though, let's go ahead and get started. First thing we want to do is you want to place down a upside down piston. Now this right here is going to be placed if you are on Java and have access to a tool called the debug stick. If you do not have access to that tool, or you're not on Java, then I would recommend going ahead and placing down a dark oak with top slab instead. Coming off this, we're going to place down a polished black stone wall, and then we're going to place down 1 and 2 end rods forward, and then we're going to place down a little lightning rod on the very tip there to make our 20mm cannon. Going back from this block here, we're going to go ahead and then place down a row of green terracotta that's going to run down the center here of our aircraft for a total of 10 blocks. We're going to go and then place down 3 upside down pistons. Again, if you are not on Java, then I would recommend instead of 3 pistons, I would place down probably 3 green terracotta blocks, or maybe 2 green terracotta blocks and a dark oak top slab. Either one of those will work, but again, the pistons here are going to be the best technique to use. We'll then place down 3 dark oak wood top slabs, then 3 dark oak wood trapdoors coming off those top slabs going back. We're going to go and then skip 2 spaces, place a dark oak wood upside down stair, and then a green terracotta block behind that. And that right there is going to go ahead and create our tail, or at least get it started and all that. Then going back up here to the front, we're going to place down a zombie head that's going to come off the side of this block here, and then a green stained glass pane going back from it. We'll then take our mossy cobblestone walls. We're going to go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mossy cobblestone walls. We'll then place down a dark oak wood upside down stair coming off this wall here. So this is third from last, a dark oak wood top slab going forward. And also on the pistons, we're going to place down zombie heads. If you, again, didn't place the pistons and you placed down the green terracotta blocks, I would use green stained glass panes instead, or basically wherever you have the green terracotta blocks where these pistons are, I would recommend green stained glass panes. If you did all top slabs, then whatever, you would not place down the zombie heads. After that though, we want to go and then take our slabs, and we're going to place down a row of 2 of top slabs. We then want to take our stairs and we're going to place down a row of 2 of top slabs again. Then after that is all done, we're going to take our stairs again, and we're going to place down another row of 2 of upside down stairs like that. We'll then place down a zombie head on both ends of this upside down stair here on the very tip there of the wing. And after that is all done there, that is going to basically wrap up what we have there for that. And we'll go ahead and go to the side here. We're going to go and grab some item frames, some green stained glass panes, or rather actually some green carpets. And on this first wall here, we're going to place down a item frame. The second wall here, we're going to place down green carpet in those item frames, like so, and then we'll place down our dark oak wood signs. Just like that. Over those, and again, those signs are going to be a Java only feature. Only on Java you're able to place down item frames and signs at the same block space. If you're not on Java, then you will not be able to do that feature. Anyways though, with that all out of the way, let's go ahead and move on to our next layer, which will be layers 1 and 2. Moving on to our next layer, we'll be moving into layers 1 and 2. For these layers to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a dark oak wood top slab. It's going to be underneath this green terracotta block up here in the front. We'll then place down an item frame going down from it, a black bed in the item frame sideways, and then a dark oak wood sign over the side of the slab as well, again for Java players. We'll then place down one more sign that goes back on the side here of this slab, like so. Behind that slab, we're going to place down a dark oak wood upside down stair that's going to be like this. Then we're going to go and go back an additional 1, 2, and 3 dark oak wood slabs, and then 3 dark oak wood trapdoors after that. On the sides of this black concrete block, we're going to go and use this banner design, which is pretty simple. It's a green banner, has a black border, and a black horizontal line through the center. We'll take this banner, and we're going to go ahead and place it down on the sides of this green terracotta block, on both sides there to add a little more detail there to the wheel. After that, going ahead and moving into our kind of wings here, we're going to go and start off by going ahead and placing down a dark oak wood fence post that goes down from this inner dark oak wood stair. Then we want to place down a dark oak wood fence gate that goes forward from the fence post like this, and we're going to open the fence gate toward the fence post. We're going to go and then go down from the fence post, kind of out to the side here at an angle, and replace down a black concrete block, or our block of coal, and then a zombie head here on the inside. We'll also place down a lever on top of this block here, and we're going to have that aimed inwards to look like that. After that is all done there, we want to go ahead and then place down a green terracotta block. That's going to be on the bottom of this stair here. Then a green shulker box back, and a shulker box going forward, dark oak wood trapdoor closed like that, and an air trapdoor like this, which will also sit closed. After that is all done there, we want to go ahead and then place down a dark oak wood fence gate. That's going to be underneath this stair, and we're going to open this toward the back, so like this, and then a fence gate right here on the bottom of this stair, open toward the front. We'll place down a zombie head on both ends, and also we're going to grab a dark oak wood sign, and one thing I did forget to do for layer 3 was place down our dark oak wood signs on the side of these stairs here, so just make sure that those get applied as well, and we'll also place down dark oak wood signs on the side of the fence gates here as well. So just make sure that's applied. And then at this point also, we'll take our green banner design, and if you haven't already, we're going to place it on the side of the black concrete, or the black block of coal right there on the side as well. And after that is all done there, that's pretty much everything there for the front section that we need to do. On the very back here, pretty simple. We're going to go ahead and place down a dark oak top side on the bottom of the green terracotta block, a end rod that goes back, and then a dark oak fence gate, like so, which can be opened up toward the end rod. So pretty simple stuff there, nothing too crazy. Anyways though, that right there is going to include everything we have for layer number 1 and 2. And with that, we'll move on to layer number 4. Moving on to our next layer, we're going ahead and move into layer number 4. For layer 4 to get started with here, we're going to place down a green terracotta block on top of this wall here, and then we're going to place down a dark oak top side that goes forward from it. Going back from the green terracotta block, we're going to place down a row of green terracotta going all the way down the center here. It's going to end on top of this block here on the back for a total of about 24 blocks. We'll then also place down a zombie head on the side of this block that will be facing backwards like that as well. After that's all done, going back up to the front, we're going to place down a zombie head on the side of this slab here, a green stained glass pane, a second pane back, and then a mossy cobblestone wall. We'll then place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 green terracotta blocks, 1, 2 mossy cobblestone walls, 1, 2, 3, 4 green stained glass panes, 1, 2 dark oak trapdoors, which will also again lay flat on the side there. Then just 3 polished blackstone buttons going back along the side there like so. After that's all done, going back up to the front here, we're going to place down a item frame that's going to be on the side here of this block, so like this, and then a green carpet in it, and then a dark oak sign, just like that. Or actually, my bad, it's actually going to be a black concrete block in the item frame, and we're going to angle that sideways so it looks like that there. So pretty simple. Then after we have that all done, we're going to go ahead and place down a a item frame that is going to be on this green terracotta block, so kind of up at an angle from this one, a green carpet, and then a dark oak sign like that on the side there of that block, so it's going to look like that. Then we want to go ahead and take our dark oak top slabs. We're going to place down a top slab here, so skip a space, it's top slab, then a second one, and then we're going to place down 2 more trapdoors back. We then want to go ahead and place down 3 more trapdoors here, and 3 green carpets. After that is all done right there, that is going to pretty much wrap up everything for this layer, just trying to make sure I'm not missing anything, and everything does appear to be good to go. One thing that we're going to go and do now is we're going to take our debug stick here, and for Java players, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and actually extend our glass panes toward these zombie heads, so from the bottom layer here and right here. What we can do is we can look at the direction we want to extend the glass panes, so we want to extend them forward, and for this we'll be using our tool called the debug stick. So to get this tool, we'll type in the command /give @p Minecraft :debug_stick. Press and enter will give you this glowing stick right here, and what you can do here is we can look in the direction we want the pane to go. So we want it to go that way. By pressing F3, we can look at our second paragraph, that fourth line right there. It says we're facing south. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and left click this until we get selected south, and it should say false. We'll then right click and it'll extend in that direction. Again, obviously depending on the orientation of your helicopter direction, you need to extend it maybe a little bit different. Just make sure you keep that in mind. And we'll do the same thing here for this bottom one. Also, we'll go ahead and go to our pistons here. We can go ahead and left click until we get selected extended false prompt pop up. We can then right click and get rid of that wood portion on the bottom there, which helps kind of slope our helicopter a little bit better. So that is what those pistons are for and why we're using those. Anyways though, that is going to finish everything we have there for this layer. And with that, let's go ahead and move on to layer number 5. Moving into our next layer, we move it into layer number 5. For layer 5 to start with, we're going to place down a dark oak trapdoor on top of this top slab here, followed by a daylight detector, a dark oak slab, and then we're going to place down a row of 5 of black stained glass going back. We then want to go ahead and take our green terracotta. We're going to place down a row of green terracotta going back for a total of 7. A dark oak slab, 2 dark oak trapdoors, and then 4 daylight detectors, like so. We'll then place down a polished blackstone wall, a dark oak slab, and then a dark oak stair, like that to go ahead and finish off the back, and then a green terracotta block, like so, and that's going to finish off our center line. Moving to the sides, we're going to go ahead and go back up to the front. We're going to place down a zombie head here on top of this glass pane at a slight angle, like so. We're going to go ahead and go back from it with a green stained glass pane, then a black stained glass pane, dark oak stair, and 1 and 2 dark oak slabs. We'll then take our debug stick here, and we're going to go ahead and extend this like this toward the stair again for our Java players. We then want to go ahead and grab a item frame. We're going to place it on the side here. Then in that item frame, we're going to place it on a black concrete block, rotated sideways like so, and then a dark oak sign on the side there again, if applicable. We'll then place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green terracotta blocks back, a mossy cobblestone wall, and then a green stained glass pane. We'll then place down a green stainless paint up here on the front, a black concrete block. Then we're going to place down 1, 2, 3 green terracotta back, a block of netherite, and then a wither skeleton skull coming with that block of netherite. Then taking our dark oak with trapdoors, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4 on the side here, and then we'll just close the trapdoors just like that. And after that is all done there, that is going to wrap up everything we have for this layer. Just make sure the same thing gets transferred over to the air side. And with that, we'll be going ahead and moving on to our next layer, layer number 6. Moving into our next layer, we have layer number 6. For layer 6 to start with, we're going to place down an air brick slab on top of the second black stainless block. We're going to go and then place down 2 pistons that will go back like so. Unfortunately, there isn't really any good alternatives to the pistons. I would probably recommend a nether brick slab and then a black stained glass block here as an alternative. But again, the pistons here are going to be your best bet to use. We'll then place down, after our 2 pistons, our black stained glass. Then we're going to place down 2 green terracotta. And then we're going to go ahead and place down again 2 pistons. If you can't place the pistons, again, I'd probably recommend 2 end portal frames. Would probably work pretty good for this application. Then a dark oak wood slab, and then a daylight detector like so. We'll then go ahead and place down a green zombie head on top of this stair here. And then if you place down a black stained glass block right here, I would place down a black stained glass pane. But for us with pistons, we're going to go ahead and just place down a wither skeleton skull on top of that slab. And then a black stained glass pane here on the side of this black stained glass block. We'll then place down 2 dark oak wood stairs back. And we're going to go ahead and then place down our zombie heads here on the side of these pistons like so, as well as 2 dark oak wood trapdoors back as well. Then again, using our debug stick here, we're actually going to extend the black stained glass pane in both directions like so to kind of fill that space in a little bit better. And we can then go ahead and continue on back by going ahead and placing down a dark oak trapdoor on top of here. Then we're going to place down 2 daylight detectors, turn those to that night mode, and then a polished blackstone slab like that. After that's all done, we're going to go ahead and then go to the back here. We're going to place down a green terracotta block on top of this block here, a green stained glass pane that goes back from it. We'll then go ahead and go to the left side, and the left side only, we're going to place down a polished blackstone wall, a dark oak wood sign on both sides, and then a wither skeleton skull here on the very tip. Once we have that done, we can go ahead and kind of just go ahead and complete our tail rotor. For this, we'll just place down a mossy cobblestone wall going up in both directions, or actually going up in one direction and going down in the other at an angle. We'll then place down a block on top of the wall, a zombie head come off the side of that block. We'll then go over here, and we're going to go ahead and place down a block as well, and our zombie head going down like that. And that's going to be done there going in both directions for a 2-bladed kind of tail rotor. After everything is done there, that is going to wrap up everything we have there for layer number 6, and with that we'll probably just go ahead and move into our last final layers. Alright guys, moving into our final layers here, we have basically layers 8, 9, and 10. So for these layers to get started with here, we're going to place down a iron bar that's going to be right here on top of this green terracotta block, so that the one right behind it. So it's going to be the second one here, like so. We're going to place down 2 waxed copper slabs in the direction here of basically whichever way you want. So for us, we're going to have the rotors go basically front to back. You can have them go to side. Again, it just kind of depends on how you want to orientate it, but it is a 2-bladed helicopter, so that is what we're going to do there. We're then also going to place down a skeleton skull that's going to go on top here of this iron bar. Now, using our debug stick here on the iron bar, we can actually extend it in all 4 directions. So it's going to look something that looks like that there. An alternative to the iron bar can also be a cobweb. Cobweb might work pretty good for this application, but again, that iron bar there is going to be the best technique to use. And that's going to do it kind of for the front. We're going to leave that alone for right now. We're going to go and move our attention here to the back. For the back, we're going to place down 2 mossy cobblestone walls like so. And then we want to go and then place down a green terracotta block that goes up like this, and a green stained glass pane. We're going to place down 2 dark oak trapdoors like this, and 1 and 2 going back. Same thing here, 2 dark oak trapdoors, and 1 and 2 going back, just like that for our blade there, or for our horizontal stabilizers. And then just across the top, we're going to take our green carpet, and we're going to place it on top there, just like that, to go ahead and finish off that tail. Pretty simple stuff and pretty straightforward. After we have that done, we can go ahead and also take our debug stick, and we can go ahead and right-click those pistons right there underneath that section to go ahead and set them like so. And at this point in time, really all we have left to do now is going to be the propellers. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the rotors, I should say. So at this point in time, I'm going to go ahead and grab the necessary materials, and we'll go ahead and finish off the tutorial with the rotors. Alright guys, moving into our rotors, we're going to go ahead and start with the front here. We're going to go off these wax copper slabs with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 slabs, and then 2 birchwood slabs forward. After we have that done, we're going to place down 1 birchwood slab here at the side, and then a skeleton skull come off the side of this slab. We'll then go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7 slabs, and then 2 wither skeleton skulls, like that. We can then go ahead and take our debug stick, we can right click those pistons, get rid of that wood portion, so it's going to look like this here. Then go ahead and go into the back, we're going to do basically the same thing. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 slabs, and then our 2 birchwood like so. We want to go ahead and have this extension of slabs, the second row, come off the opposite side. So this side, it comes off on the left side, this side back here, it's going to come off the right side. So we're going to place down our slab here, skeleton skull, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 polished blackstone slabs, and then 2 skeleton skulls forward like that. And after you have that all done right there, that is going to wrap up the rotors, and with that, that is going to complete my tutorial here for the YAH-63 attack helicopter prototype. Hopefully you guys do enjoy this aircraft and are able to put it to good use. If you do end up using this build, I do ask that you guys give me proper credit for it. This can be anything from a solid build to link to my channel or this video if this does pretty social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for your free reserve projects you guys are working on, overall enjoy the build, have fun and all that fun stuff. Again, a big special thanks to Patreon supporter Derek Frost Westbrook for making this tutorial possible, and as always, feel free to check my Patreon page, link is always in my video descriptions. With that though, thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This is Gary 204, and I'll see you guys next time.